There's a comment. It wasn't a comment. It was you said it. I'm gender fluid. What does that mean?
So I didn't say I'm gender fluid. I said that I am what people describe as gender fluid, even though I don't necessarily. Oh, wait a minute. I thought you said gender identity. What are you talking about?
Gender fluidity.
Gender fluidity, or you're talking about sexual fluidity? There's so much fluidities.
Yeah. Hey.
So gender fluid.
Oh, you sexually fluid.
So Wendy Williams called me sexually fluid.
What that mean?
It means that you'll date men and women.
You're trisexual. You'll try anything.
I mean, in so many words, that's what it means. that's what she called me.
Oh, that's what she called you?
Yes. That's what she called me. Well, she called me that because of my video, I Don't Belong. It was a long story.
Okay.
You know, but I was being open and saying I love who loves me, and she took that as sexually fluid. Now, gender fluidity or gender non-conforming, I think I do fit that box in a lot of ways, even though my pronouns are she.
Right.
Her.
Yeah.
But to that, you know, when I won the Vanguard Award at the LGBTQ plus gala, I spoke about how as a woman, so much sometimes of the things that I am, I often did feel I wasn't allowed to be. You know, it's kind of like what you were making a joke, but you know, with me having quote unquote high testosterone or showing up in the way that my father has always showed up. It actually is because I admire him so much. You know, I have had very, very strong male figures in my life that taught me to take no mess, to speak up for myself, to hold my head high, to own who I am, to go for what I want. And sometimes people say that's only stuff that men can be. And so for me, going into the world out of being in my family with my dad and his brothers, he's one of 9 boys, all my uncles, my Uncle Reggie used to have me climb on the walls and say, "Get it, KeKe." My uncle would have me banging on the outside stairs saying, "Ali, boombaye, Ali, boombaye." You know, they encouraged me.
Right.
And so I think for me, and I think this is what anybody speaks of, they just want to be able to be themselves.
Right.
And don't want all the society idea. You know, I'm a woman.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But the men in my life told me that I could also be strong.
Correct.
And I don't want to feel like I'm wrong for that or I can't be who I am for that. You know.
Listen to that you talk. You need I don't know your situation, but I know you need a very, very, very strong man. You are a very, very strong woman.
Now, what does that mean? Tell me what that means and describe that man.
You need an alpha. You need an alpha. I'm talking about when he walks into a room, he commands attention. He has everybody's undivided attention. When they look at him, that's a man's man.
Now, wait a minute. What is it about me that gives that? What is it that I'm doing?
Because I listen at you talk. I listen at the way you position your body. You are a very, very assertive, a very confident woman. And you sense weakness very, very easy. And you don't like that.
Wait a minute. What do you mean I don't like that?
And a man. You want a man to be a man because your father was a man. And you hold your father in such high regards.
Larry? I remember in that time period that I was telling you about where the people were trying to take me from my family and talk about all the money I made. I said something very hurtful to my father. I said, "Well, I'm the one making all the money." He said, very calmly, "There's a lot more that goes into leading a family than making some money." He didn't scream at me. He didn't berate me. He just said that and walked off. Larry has taught me everything that it means to be of service. What is sacrifice and reward? What is kindness and strength under pressure? And yes, that is everything I expect a man to be.
As a former NFL player, I know a thing or two about high performance, and that's why I drive the BMW 7 Series. This car has everything I need. It's big enough, comfortable enough, and luxurious enough to meet even my high expectations. When I'm behind the wheel of the BMW, I'm not just driving a car, I'm driving legacy. What I love most is the precision engineering, cutting-edge technology, and unmatched style, whether it's spacious interior, the powerful engine, or the smooth ride. BMW makes sure every detail is on point. I trust BMW to deliver the ultimate driving experience, and I know you will too. So why wait? Head over to BMWUSA.com. Check out models like the sporty X3, the all-electric i4. Build your dream car today and join me in experiencing luxury and performance that only the ultimate driving machine can offer.
There was an incident that happened, and you spoke about the Trey Songz incident. You don't have to get into it, but I would like
Come on, Hand. That was so deep. You ain't got to.
But how important is it for women to speak up, to speak out?
It's important. I know it's hard. If somebody doesn't want to speak out, I'm also not that person to pressure them, because there's been other things that I've endured that I ain't spoke out about. No, I haven't put it in the book.
Why?
Why? I don't know how. I don't know what the reason would be to bring it up, or what it would be to talk about. And again, I'm very cautious of everything I say and everything I do, because I don't like to be salacious. I like for everything I say to have a reason and a meaning. And with that video, it was hard to speak out about all of that, because I didn't want people to think I was trying to just say, like, he was trying to get at me, he wanted me, because I don't think that's what it was about. It was just about power. And sometimes people's sexual prowess is their power.
Right.
If I think you want me, then I can use that to get you to do what I want. I think it was simply that.
Yes.
I didn't want him like that. I respected him.
Right.
I didn't see him that way.
Right.
And so that's why it went the way it went. And I just wanted to stand up for myself, because I felt that I hadn't stood up for myself in the moment. So when the video came out, that's what you saw. And so I think for anybody, speak up when you feel that the time is right, but always get it out. Always tell somebody, speak it, talk it through, figure out how to process what it is you went through, that you experienced. Because a lot of women, I'll be honest, a lot of women have been assaulted and don't even know. That's the weird nuances that it comes to when it comes to rape culture in our society. It's so embedded that a lot of people don't know when they're even being harassed, or when someone did something inappropriate, but they just have all these feelings, and then all of a sudden they start changing, and they don't know how to act, and they don't know why they're feeling the way they're feeling. So I think it's important to write down how you feel, talk to somebody, speak to somebody about it, and get it out, so that you can understand the experiences that you've had, whether you want to take them to court or not.
You got a book, Master of Me, The Secret to Controlling Your Narrative. The book comes out November 19th, 2024. What can people expect? Are we going to get a different side of KeKe? What are we going to get from this book?
Yeah, it depends on how much you're into my work. If you're super into it, then you're going to feel like this is the KeKe you know, that's continuing to evolve and develop and grow as a young woman. If you don't know me, then you're going to get a lot of interesting things that you aren't privy to. But I'll be honest, I don't believe in sipping tea that's bitter. I'm not a bitter person. You know what I mean? I'll share information if I feel that it's going to be useful for the next person. But ultimately, this is a book about self-mastery, about being able to show up for yourself in a better way that allows you to live in this world where we really can't control much, where things are going to go away that you didn't expect them to, that you can do everything that you thought in your mind was correct, and things still may crumble. How do you survive from that? And then the other side of it, it's also about entrepreneurialism. It's about diversifying, right? A lot of people talk about me with KeKe Keep a Bag Palmer. Okay, well, this book is about how I was able to do that, how I'm able to work in corporate and as an independent contractor, and what the steps I took to get there. And knowing that, again, I'm not trying to change a system that's been around hundreds of years before me, no matter how flawed we all know it to be. There can be some changes, but I'm not going to allow myself to be distracted around with that. Like Toni Morrison said, who I can't remember her exact quote, but sometimes racism and all that stuff, it can be a distraction to what you're really trying to do. Instead, I'm going to focus my attention on who I am and mastering myself and showing up in the best way that I can for me, so that I am not trapped in the same wheel that keeps on turning.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because we like to do something before something.